is up, everybody?
How's it going?
Welcome to a whole new episode of Sketchat. It's been a while since we've done one of these. Midnight Mausoleum says, hello, everybody.
Hey.
Hello, Midnight.
Hello.
So what are we drawing today, guys?
Stuff
and things of that
drawing.
nature.
Yeah, you know, at the usual. Now I'm drawing a Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner.
Sweet.
Nice.
Just for fun.
Yeah. Geoff, what about you?
I have no idea. I've been trying to figure it out all day. I just got to wing it.
Yeah, same here. Like, I've been so busy this morning, I hadn't had time to think about what I was going to do today. Fabrizio, what are you working on?
I'm actually working on an ad. I don't know if you can see here, but it's this is an ad that's going to be in John Longbox's next comic book, and it's like a fake Twinkie ad with Wolf and Batsy, and then Horace pops up and he brings snacks. And,
okay.
They eat the snacks instead of the humans.
That's awesome.
That's what I'll be doing. And it'll be slightly cattywampus this entire time because I cannot get my camera to work right. So.
Oh, good. Looking good. Theo, what are you drawing?
I'm working on a backer piece. I'm just going to draw Lockjaw the werewolf. And everybody's stuff is looking great, man. Sorry you guys have to look at my ugly mug while I'm drawing, but I'll show you progress.
You're the video babe. Jolly says, hi, guys.
What's up, Jolly?
What's going on,
Jolly's
Jolly?
got a great newsletter out, man. I just received it in my email, and really good interview with Narwhal in there. It's pretty good stuff.
Oh, cool. I need to check that out. I know I signed up for it, but I haven't checked my email. Speaking of interviews, did you guys catch the Jim Shooter interview that John Longbox did?
Heck yeah.
Watch it.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man. It's surreal even seeing his name, let alone knowing that, we have access to those years, like, behind the scenes.
Right. Yeah, Justin and I were talking about this the other night. Like, we didn't realize how young he was. Like, I know he's in his 70s, but like early 70s, like 72, I think.
Yeah, he said he started when he was 13, so I'm like, that is got to be the longest career of anything ever.
Yeah, to have joined that industry back then, you know what I mean? And to have the storied career that he's had, that's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope he has him on again, because I'd love to hear like his time at Valiant, like how that went.
His time where?
At Valiant Comics.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So what books are you guys reading right now? Anything?
I just read this, and I'm waiting to get part 2. I'm going to sign up for it before it ends. I guess it has 45 days. So Grand Prix by Narwhal. And just waiting on more books to come in. And I'm rereading. Sorry about the mess back there, man. We just had a baby, so I'm in charge of cleaning the house. But just rereading Berserk just when I find time.
Oh, let's see here. Charlie says, Ben, Justin, and Geoff, what are your comic projects? Geoff, you can't talk about your project, right?
Currently, I'm on an NDA project, so I haven't been able to talk about it. It's like literally for like the last year. It's been an ongoing long thing, so I haven't been able to post like anything. I feel like I've just gone like under the radar.
Yeah, that does suck. But that's cool, man. I'm excited for you. So Jeff's working on a comic book for the CIA, and he's allowed to let us know what it's about. That'll be cool.
You should post redacted images where it's just big black bars.
Black bars everywhere.
Awesome.
Yeah, just show the panel layout.
Jeff's art style is so avant-garde now.
Justin, what are you working on?
Right now, I'm finishing up the last page for the werewolf story I'm doing for Tricks and Treats Volume 2, out this summer. Well, launching this summer. The campaign is launching this summer.
Yeah.
I've got like maybe a square inch left to ink.
Nice.
So like, I'm excited.
Was that some of the werewolf stuff I saw that you posted, Ben?
Yeah. I'm inking some of his pages.
Love the design, guys, and the inks on it were amazing. Good stuff from a fellow werewolf file. Yeah, really cool designs, dude. Unique.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
dude.
the inks came out great on that.
I love all, like, it's just to see the different, when somebody actually goes outside the box and does some cool stuff, dude, I dig it, man. Because I love every type of werewolf I've seen on film, and well, not everyone. There's been some pretty bad ones, but yeah, that one fantastic. I really love the ears, the way you did the ears. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah, and Jolly, I'm working on the same stuff basically. Whatever Justin's working on, I'm working on. Let's see. GJ says it's been a while, Geoff. Good to see you, man.
What up, dude?
And he says, good to see everyone. He didn't want the rest of us to feel left out. So thanks, GJ.
And the rest.
And the rest of you guys. Geoff and the
you
rest of
asked
you
earlier-
losers.
You asked earlier about what comics we're reading.
Yeah.
I've been reading like a lot of old comics. There has been a whole lot new that I've been getting into. But I started reading, like, just trying to find obscure stuff like that I've never read before or always wanted to get around to reading. And I started reading, there was an OMAC book from John Byrne in the 80s.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if anybody read that one.
No.
It's so bizarre. It's a black and white book. It's beautiful. But it's all about how OMAC goes back in time and is basically trying to kill Hitler.
Cool.
It like starts out in the future and it's like post-apocalyptic, and OMAC's like taking down these like at walkers out of Star Wars kind of stuff. And it's like very, like Logan's Run kind of style to it. And then he gets sent to the past, like Samurai Jack style, and he kind of like lives a regular life and figures out like there's this evil billionaire that is like helping to create Hitler, essentially. It's just more and more off the walls as it goes, and by the end of it, I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not, but it was a fun read.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't know if I like it or if I love it. Hey, Ben, were you? Did you go to in the chat at Julius's show last night or no?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch that.
That was the first one I've missed in a while, man. I was wondering. Yeah, I just they always have a fun show too, man, and you always liven it up as well, brother.
Awesome. Wait, what show was that? Was that the gutter one?
No, Julius. What is it? When they on Friday nights. The hell's it called?
Oh, let's talk about it.
Yes.
I don't think he streamed last night because he did an interview. He was doing an interview like later. That's why I didn't catch the interview.
Oh, nice. Okay, sweet. Then I didn't miss it. Yeah, I always love being. It's surprised. I'm surprised this show, that show, because you guys have good banter on this one. You're a great host, and I'm surprised he doesn't have. Well, time. In time, I'm sure it'll blow up, man. But yeah, you're always a trip. You're always fun to talk to on there, man. Always knowledgeable, and I love your show too, brother.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Julius has a great show there. I think his chemistry with Kyle is pretty great.
It really is, and Kyle's a trip, dude. I love Kyle as well. I like busting his balls in chat, but I really dig Kyle, and it's just a great community, man. You know what I mean? All around, all you guys, and the drama-free stuff is awesome, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. And that's why I like you guys. You guys are just fun.
Yeah, isn't that what comics are supposed to be about, right? Fun,
right?
Yeah,
that's right. Cool. So how about about you, Fabrizio? Any comics you're reading?
Just old stuff. I'm always reading old stuff. In particular, I like to revisit old art stuff that had a really big impact on me, and see if it still has an impact on me. A lot of the times it really does. I was looking at some old Daredevil stuff with Rick Leonardi, who I love his stuff. And it's more of like a study than rereading, I'll be honest. But it's funny because, if you add up all of the cool shots of Daredevil, and then you add up all of the, I'll call them awkward shots of people, it kind of, there's like this math of awkward versus cool, and as long as you come out on top, you're fine. Because I remember every page of that being incredible and looking cool, but I'm like, no, there's a lot of just like weird facial expressions when they're talking or whatever, but it doesn't make a difference. That was a long answer, but old stuff, Daredevil.
Oh, good.
I just had to Google medieval sconce, and now I'm terrified that my Instagram is going to be filled with medieval sconces.
Don't worry, it will.
Expect it.
That is an interesting thing, though. Like you were saying, like you can go back and look at some of the old comics that like you obsessed over as a kid, and you kind of see like some wonkiness in there.
Yeah.
And you kind of realize it's like it's not necessarily like a chink in the armor, but it kind of like it makes you feel like, okay, that nobody's perfect. Like, maybe my line isn't the worst line ever now.
Yep.
Like these guys are still like giants, and still everything looks amazing. But you go, okay, they're human. So
Exactly.
I'm still doing good. That happens too. Like sometimes you draw for a while and you're like, oh, my stuff sucks. Like it's not nearly as good as these guys in the past. And you go back, oh well, it's still better, but
That's how I feel every day. I look in the mirror and I tell myself, you suck, dude. You just suck. Now with the mustache, it seems authoritative, so I'm starting to believe it even more.
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir.
Show me your
Yes,
hand.
officer.
Yes. That's awesome.
Are you detaining me?
Am I free to leave? I can't pull over anymore.
You're free to not
Sovereign
suck the rest of
citizen
the
yourself.
What are you doing in the bathroom?
I do not comply.
I do not comply. I'm a sovereign citizen. All right, this is what I got so far. Let's see.
Oh yeah, let me blow you up. Give me a second here.
Sorry.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That looks good, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna pop the inks on and get this thing rolling. How do you guys? Are you guys working looser or tighter with your pencils before you guys go to inks now? Everybody, I guess. Like, what's your process?
I get looser and looser as the day goes by.
Yeah.
Like pretty soon it's just gonna be a complete scribble.
Right.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, if I'm inking myself, I tend to get really messy with my inks. I've been looking at Gene Colan lately and some older comics just to see how they approached inking horror stuff, and it's impressive and humbling and a little saddening. So
I feel you, man.
just to know, like, I'm not going to do that, but I'll try to get closer, as close as I can to it right now at my current inking skill level.
That's
so
cool,
I've been
though.
trying to tighten up lately.
I think it's cool because you're probably picking up stuff subconsciously that you're adding that, even though it's pulling from those sources, it's going to be your own thing. Do you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
it's a great idea, man. And Colin, I should take your lead on that because that stuff is amazing. The old like Tomb of Dracula stuff.
Oh yeah.
Insane.
What about you, Fabrizio?
Oh, I had to go grab something. What was the question?
Oh,
Sorry.
Before you go to inks, how loose are your pencils? Do you keep them pretty loose, or?
No, they're pretty tight. I don't when I see people go right to inking with not messy, but like loose pencils, I fear for them the entire time. Like, it's nerve wracking for me. I mean, they always pull it off, but I need tighter pencils. Yeah, I hope to get to that one day, but I'm not there.
Yeah, I tend to be pretty loose with my pencils if I'm inking my own stuff. GJ says, while I wait for new books to be fulfilled, I'm reading from my comic book stash. 90s vibe has been biting me lately. So X-Men, X-Factor, X-Force. Yeah, man, that's good stuff.
It still holds up too, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just raiding my comic book shop's dollar bin the other day, and I picked up X-Men number 20, that cover with Andy Kubert that has like all these X-Men lined up, and I'm like, man, that's such a beautiful piece.
Man, I
Nick
want to.
Welch says, yo, yo, yo. What's going on, Nick?
Oh, hey, Nick.
What's up,
Yeah,
man?
I was hoping Nick could join us today, but he said he's too cool to hang out with us. So. Whatever, Nick. Whatever.
I did a couple cards for his Samurai Rex project. He just released one of them yesterday, so I was excited to see
I
that.
saw that, man. That looks cool.
Yeah, I want to take advantage of Mile High. It's sad that they're going out of business, but they have a great deal right now. Mile High Comics for like dollar issues. I think everything's $1. So you tell them like what era you want or what company you want, and they just send you random comics.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah, so I mean,
Right,
like even at $1, I think they'll walk out with $2 million if they can sell everything. But I want to get advantage of that before it actually ends because it's a great deal and a good cause. Go fill up my ink real quick.
It's like back when you used to go to Toys R Us and get those huge packs of like 50 comics.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, get what's in there.
So awesome, dude. And everything was good, even if it was trash, quote unquote trash. It was still good stuff, dude. Insane.
I always got NFL
getting,
Super Pro in my packs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think we definitely.
There was always
4 or
at least
5
one
copies.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never got one of those.
Really?
I remember
Really?
getting Terror
I got
Inc.
them
at
all.
the time. I don't know if you guys remember that comic that Jorge Zafino did.
Yeah.
And I hated it when I was a kid. I thought his art was so ugly. And then I got like in my 20s and rediscovered him, and I was like, oh no, I threw all those comics out or gave them away.
Oh.
Just didn't appreciate it at the time.
Yeah, that brings up something interesting. Is there an artist that you looked at when you were a kid? I mean, Geoff, you just told us yours, but like that you just didn't have any respect for, but then you grew up wanting to be a comic book artist, and now you're like looking back at it saying, oh, this guy was actually pretty good.
I mean, I know a lot of people say this, but for me, it's definitely Jack Kirby. I did not like his art, although I did like Kirby adjacent people. So I loved Ron Friends' stuff and Thor, which is very like Kirby-esque. Yeah, but that's my big one.
Yeah. Justin?
Yeah, probably same here. I'm starting to respect Kirby more as I get older. Most of the old school guys, like I don't think if I had seen Gene Colan's Tomb of Dracula when I was a kid, I would have liked it. I would have been too distracted by his wispy little Frenchman mustache that he's got. I would have been like, nah, that doesn't look cool, man. But I was used to seeing things like 90s style, late 80s style artwork, which was very edgy, very flashy.
It's funny. I guess in the book he had a mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Traditionally in Bram Stoker's novel.
Oh, really?
Yep. Yeah. There's a couple of drawings that I think Bernie Wrightson did of Dracula with a mustache that are pretty cool.
Hmm.
And not because I have one today either. It's just
I've been looking up my mustache history.
What about you, Dio? Is there
What's
an
that?
artist? Is there an artist that you were not impressed by when you were younger, and as you've gotten older, you look back on, you're like, wow, that guy was actually pretty good.
Man, I wish. I'm trying to think. Not really, man. I wish. Well, not that I wish there was, but no. I think everybody I've always thought was good stuff. Maybe no, I can't really think of anybody that I looked at and was I sort of just soaked it all in, not even from just a an artist standpoint. I just enjoyed that. You could have an artist on Spider-Man who's doing the same book, and then the next one can just switch it up and because I know a lot of people didn't like Kirby, and he was before our time. I mean,
Right.
but I digged his stuff. I know some people don't like Larson, Eric Larson, which I dig his stuff too. I don't think there's anybody that I've seen that I don't like, man. Yeah, it's that I can think of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for me, Jack Kirby, yeah, but also John Romita Jr. I was never a fan of his blocky style.
Oh yeah.
But it took me a while to look back at his stuff and be like, you know what, he's a good storyteller. Like, no, I don't like his figure work, but I do like his storytelling ability.
Totally. And I to that point, I think because I've liked it, and it's definitely, if you look at some of his stuff, his earlier stuff, it looks totally different. It's almost like more of like a Frank Miller look. But I think I appreciate the blockiness of it from a standpoint of, I think this dude can do 3 pages a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he just gets stuff done, dude. It's but like you said, storytelling I think is a big thing that I always looked to try to master more than style, I guess. Just because storytelling is such a lost art in some comics. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the point of comics, right? Tell a story.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to start getting a little crazier with some of my stuff later on. Not that I've mastered storytelling, but that I've, put so much time into storytelling. I think I maybe can get a little looser again and do some of the stuff I used to do, more experimental stuff.
Yeah.
Like you guys are doing. I've seen some great stuff that you guys are good storytellers, man.
With Romita too, it kind of depends on certain projects. Certain things you go, oh wow, now I get it. Like with Romita, I remember it was Warzone for me, Punisher Warzone. I was like, oh, his art was just amazing in that. And then his run on Thor, I thought was great. But his Superman, I don't really like his Superman at all. So it's just certain projects where somebody can really shine.
Yeah.
Do you think some of that, have you guys ever had an issue drawn, if you haven't drawn a character before where you haven't nailed it down, you know what I mean? And do you think that could be part of the issue where it's he was living in the Marvel verse for so long that going over and doing something as iconic as Superman, you almost feel at least, I mean, for me, to really live with it for a while before I can get the design down, because it looks like he just jumped right into it. You know what I mean? And
I mean, you can look at Hellboy, Mike Mignola, the very beginning, you can see how detailed everything was, and by the end of the run, it's he figured out that character so well. It's just a few shapes put together to make his face. He just figured it out finally. Or also Jim Lee, if you look at his Batman Hush run, the Batman in the very beginning is very Frank Miller-esque. He's a huge tank, and by the end of it, he's this kind of thin Neil Adams, sinewy kind of Batman.
That's awesome. Man, that was a hell of a run, dude.
GJ says, I really miss seeing Geoff draw. We get it, GJ. You love Geoff.
Why don't you marry Geoff?
GJ says, hey, Geoff, this new project you're working for, is it for a big company, video game related? No worries. The CIA won't come after you.
No, it's an independent dude. He has this other project. I think I can say this. I mean, it was originally a board game.
Okay.
And it's still a board game that I was helping out with, and then he decided he wanted to have this supplemental comic to go with it to tell the story.
Oh, nice.
Cool. And so it's got a lot of military stuff in there. Cool. He and I kind of bonded over G.I. Joe. So that's awesome. You an idea of some of the stuff we're gonna be doing with it. So
Oliver 656, yo, what's going on, Ollie? Thanks for stopping by, dude. It's good to see you.
Hey, Ollie.
GJ says, I'm married to him.
Well, you better check with Spencer first.
Just a polygamist. Okay. GJ also says, hey, 656. All right. Speaking of G.I. Joe, have you guys checked out any of the Skybound stuff?
Yeah, the first G.I. Joe that came out that Larry Hama was writing with, what's the artist's name? Mooneyham?
Mooneyham.
Is that it?
Yeah,
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 that was
Mooneyham.
great. I love that. I love his art. Love the story. I haven't read Duke or any of the other ones yet, but I've heard really great things about it.
Yeah, I've read Duke and I've read Cobra Commander. Cobra Commander was awesome. Like I liked Duke, but Cobra Commander I think is better than Duke.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it really is surprising, like how much you like that character. He's a bad guy. It's a terrorist, right? Like he's
Yeah.
straight up like one of the worst people in the world, but he's still an interesting character. I'll say that. Like maybe you don't root for him necessarily, but you are like, yeah, I want to see what happens next with this guy. It's really engaging.
Did they stick with the old backstory of him being a used car salesman or no?
What?
What? I didn't know that.
Wasn't there like a comic back in the day that showed Cobra Commander was like a used car salesman that was like
Oh
disenfranchised?
no.
I don't remember that.
I think so. I swear I'm not making that up. Or if I am, I apologize.
No, it goes back to when he's a scientist at Cobra Law.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds cooler.
La, 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 la.
La 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 la. Jelly says, I'm loving all the new G.I. Joe. Did you see the announcement for the new Destro and Scarlet comic? Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, they've been doing good stuff over there. I'll give them a shot. I'll check out the first issues and I'll give them at least one issue.
Have you guys read the Daniel Warren Johnson Transformers?
Yes, I'm loving
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
His artwork is so amazing.
Really is, dude.
I think we were talking about this, weren't we, Dio? Like,
yeah, totally. Where it's like, dude, it's just energy, bro. It's what he. I don't want to say lacks. I just want to say what he doesn't put in finishes, he puts in energy, and it's just, dude, I want to soak in what he's doing, dude. Because we saw somebody that didn't like his stuff, and that's fine. And that might be a case of like what you just said. In 5 years, this person might look back and be like, dude, I was wrong. But yeah, it's nuts, dude. He's killing it. He's everywhere right now, right? Like he's doing stuff for Marvel too.
is he?
Like covers.
I know he
think,
did a
right?
Beta Ray Bill story for them. I don't know if he's still kind of on and off with them.
I think I saw some covers.
Guys like him and like Paul Pope are the guys that I think are doing comics right. Where, like, to me, your entire career shouldn't be just doing X-Men and then jumping onto Spider-Man and then jumping back to X-Men and you like for 50 years. Like, you should be out there like Will Eisner and all these other guys creating new stories. If you want to go back and do a Superman story, like, cool. But like Paul Pope is like, I'm doing Batman, but I'm going to do it in the future in my way. That's like, to me, that's comics. It's like just art, you know, just creating stuff, not just working for a company.
Yeah, I mean, I think all you guys feel like that, right? I mean, it's you know, as cool as it might be to work for some of those companies, at least back in the day. Don't you guys like, you know, just creating your own world? You know what I mean?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, the whole reason I started drawing is because one day I was hoping I'd draw, you know, Spider-Man.
Totally.
I'm such a huge Spider-Man fan, but yeah, I don't have that desire anymore. Like, they killed the character, so it's like I don't recognize him anymore.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, that's exactly it. I totally agree. Like, I feel the same way. Like, there's all these characters I would love to get my hands off, but like, if I had that opportunity now, would it still be enjoyable?
Right.
Because like, I don't know who these guys are anymore. They're so different.
Yeah.
I kind of like too. John Byrne is like, I'm just gonna make my own X-Men comic. Just release it for free.
Awesome.
You
can't stop me.
I dig military stuff in comics for sure. I've always enjoyed seeing the outfits and the military equipment that's drawn. How can I purchase this project of yours, Geoff? Well, I'm sure Geoff will announce it.
Yeah. It's not like near done yet. I'm sure within the next year, though, there should be an announcement. Just keep your eyes peeled.
GJ said, G.I. Joe has always been awesome to read. I'll have to search for the new Destro and Scarlet. Yeah.
I haven't read any G.I. Joe since Jay Lee's Transformers versus G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah. I remember.
Oh yeah,
I remember
that was with
great Snake Eyes.
IDW, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no, not IDW, Dreamwave.
Dreamwave, yep.
Shit, dude. That's funny. I forgot about Dreamwave.
Yeah,
So that was
And
when Jay Lee sort of made his reappearance, and he was just incredible.
Oh yeah.
who? Publishing company that had G.I. Joe for a while for Transformers.
What was that, Dio?
Do you guys remember Devil's Due?
Oh yeah, I had that whole GI Joe run.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they had G.I. Joe for a bit there.
It was a fun run, at least in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
My only disappointment was just that they had these great J. Scott Campbell covers, and his art is like perfect for GI Joe. Like, if you read like Danger Girl, I mean, he's just doing GI Joe.
Yeah.
And then it's like you read the book, and it's like the art's fine. Like it looks cool, but it's not J. Scott Campbell.
Right.
No, exactly. That's a heck of a, no offense to the artist, but definitely a downgrade.
Right. You guys mentioned Jay Lee earlier too. Somebody posted some pages from his 90s comics. I can't remember which one it was now. On Twitter, and I was looking at him. And I was like, man, that guy never liked drawing backgrounds. Like every panel was just a blank background.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, nobody likes drawing backgrounds.
And I've gotten into the habit of it where because so many people don't, I like to put as much background as I possibly can, without like overflowing. I just mean, because it definitely is nice not having to draw it, but so many people don't draw them. It's like, oh man, let me fill these pages up a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it just depends on what you're drawing. Like if you're just drawing two characters in a room, it's really boring. But like if you can draw, I don't know, like a desert, or like buttes in the background and stuff like that, and tumbleweeds, like that makes it more of like a character, a
Right.
little more fun.
Yeah.
Especially
Right.
like when you think about somebody like, I don't know, like Mobius.
Yeah.
Like all his backgrounds are amazing.
Yeah.
They all just like are like brimming with life.
I guess I'm like a sort of like a continuity OCD dude where like I have to draw the background even if it's just two heads talking. You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
it just really sets where it's at. But I might stop with that.
I haven't figured out what the rule is, but I do drop a background like at certain times whenever, I don't know, like an action scene, but not all the action scenes, a conversation, but not all the conversations. It just feels natural, and certain times it just drop the background. But
Totally. Right.
So Jeff, was J. Scott Campbell like a huge influence for you?
No, there are certain artists that like I've always liked, but I never thought of as like influences, and then you kind of like realize that you do reference them a lot. Like J. Scott Campbell is one of those guys that like I always liked his art. I never like thought of him as my favorite, but then whenever I was trying to figure out how to draw something, I could usually look at Danger Girl and find something kind of like really good in what he did, and figure it out how like I don't know, just draw a building or a room or something and make it a little bit interesting, or facial expressions, especially like the female figure, stuff like that.
Right.
And the other guys, like, I don't know, Katsuhiro Otomo and Dave Gibbons, like another guy. Like, I never considered myself a huge Dave Gibbons fan, but then I was like, whenever I try and figure something out, it's like, open up Watchmen. Oh, he's drawn everything in Watchmen.
Right.
You know, he has all the answers in there.
Yeah, I was thinking about that piece that you did for Rob, that cover that, what's that, like Secret Agent X or something? He hasn't released the project yet. Do you remember that cover?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I do.
That to me had like a huge Danger Girl influence on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Felt like it, anyways.
Got me all excited. I was like, oh, did he release that?
Not yet. I keep bugging about that. Like, dude, we're going to release that. So that looked really cool. That was a fun project.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's a really cool story when he was telling me about it. What about you guys? Is there anybody that, you know, is not your favorite, but has actually informed the way you draw?
Not that I can think of.
There are definitely artists that, like you said, that I reference, but I don't think of as influences. I don't know though. I think it's hard to like parse out your influences. At least it is for me. It's just this is kind of how I draw now. You know, after so many drawings, I wish I drew like John Buscema, and I wish I drew like certain artists more than I do. But it just kind of emerges.
I think for me, maybe Mark Bagley, because I know like when he first took over Amazing Spider-Man, I hated his artwork. Going from Larson and McFarlane, who were just like, they ignored like the rules of anatomy, and Spider-Man was just fun, right? And then here comes Mark Bagley, who gives like the anatomy structure and form, and I was like, this guy sucks. Like his Spider-Man's so stiff. Like it's not fun. It's just so stiff. And it took me a while, but now I see Mark Bagley as the best Spider-Man artist in recent years.
For sure.
Yeah, he kind of like defined like the Spider-Man of the 90s for me.
Yeah.
That's just what I grew up with. Like he was the Spider-Man artist. He did so much of it.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, he did. He had such a long run on that.
And then he took over Ultimate Spider-Man, and
yeah,
so much good stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that can draw just about anybody. When I met him, I told him that too. I was like, "You're Mark Bagley, aren't you?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I hated your Spider-Man." That was the first thing I said to him, and he was kind of taken aback by that. I was like, "At first," and I was like, "Now I love it." Like,
he's got his arm cocked back, like.
Yeah, it was right before his show, so we were like walking around looking at stuff, and I saw this little old guy next to me, and I was like, "That guy looks like Mark Bagley."
Give him that twist ending.
Yeah. No, but he was cool. He let me sit at his table with him and talk to him for a little bit.
That's awesome.
Geoff, when you or Spencer are going to start working with each other again? Put out more books.
We have some ideas. We've been bouncing back and forth. I really want to do this solo comic first, though. After I finish this NDA project,
Yeah.
I have my own solo book I want to do, the big superhero thing. So after that gets wrapped up, I think we'll probably jump back on either Return to Camp Rainbow or an original idea.
Okay.
So we'll see.
I didn't think about this, but have you ever met Dionysius? Geoff, have you guys ever met or no?
I don't
think so.
No. Nice to formally meet you, Geoff.
Yeah, man. It's great to meet you.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, Dio's got this great book. It's called The Tome of Reckoning. It looks awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff from that on Twitter. It looks great.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, I just got the proofs in and very happy with how they came out, man. I'm stoked that I ordered them and should be here by the end of the month. And I can ship those bad boys out and start the campaign for issue 3 in April. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hold that up again. I like that cover.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the cover artist is a guy named Ed Herrera that I went to school with, and he's just a good dude, man. And here's the back of it.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Nice.
It's mine, and then
Nice.
just came out pretty good. I'm stoked with it.
Nice. What printer did you use?
Let's see, what's that? I'm sorry.
What printer did you use?
Mix'em.
Okay.
And this time they killed it on the first go, and they've been really good about any mistakes they've made. So I have no complaints about them. You know, I'd love to, maybe get like offset printing, I think. But yeah, whatever they've been doing, I'm stoked with, man. They've fixed any mistakes they've had. Yeah, and they've been Johnny on the spot with getting back in touch with me. So yeah, no qualms. Who are you guys using as printers?
I'm not sure yet. Like I found a company out in Florida that I might use.
Okay.
They're still kind of new, but they had like the best pricing I could find.
That was one of the reasons for Mix'em for me is the pricing seemed pretty dang good.
Yeah, I think they do lots of printing for Scout Comics, and with Scout Comics not doing so great, I think they're going to have plenty of time to print my books.
Yeah, that's right. I saw some bad news about them, right?
Yeah. See, GJ says, that's right. I'm definitely supporting your solo project, Geoff. Maybe get Michael Odom to do something with you.
Yeah, I miss Odom. I haven't talked to him in forever. I haven't seen him post anything in a while either.
Yeah, I kind of disappeared.
The guy is the mystery of comics.
He actually is in the CIA.
Yeah, really.
Artists, right?
Yeah.
He's in like Zanzibar somewhere and drawing up random things people are doing on streams.
Didn't they say Kirby was an artist for stuff, but he would I think it was him. But I know there's some artist I think was like sent to enemy lines to like draw, topography or whatever before in World War II. Can't remember.
Sounds right.
But that's nuts, dude. What a generation that was, dude, right? Like you see these cartoons, silly dudes swinging on string and stretchy arms. And meanwhile, these dudes like 3 years prior, 10 years prior were, saving the free world.
Yeah, that's crazy.
During combat. Yeah. And I'm complaining because my Hot Pocket was cold in the middle.
We all have our struggles.
That's awesome. Thanks, man. I need somebody to understand, right?
Oh, yeah, Grandpa? You were bitten to a popsicle?
With a molten lava exterior.
With the molten lava exterior. That should be the next commercial.
Did anybody watch Aquaman 2 yet?
No, I'm not.
I didn't know it was out.
Yeah, it came out on Saturday. We were like, all right, I guess. Got nothing else to watch. Let's do it.
I still haven't seen one.
Oh, it's terrible. It's awful.
Yeah. I actually turned it off when I lie. I started it. There were some cool fight scenes. James Wan. I'd like to see him do some more action stuff, but yeah, I turned it off when they were in the desert and they were playing Pitbull's version of "It Rains Down in Africa." I think I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah. Like it's one of those movies, like you said, like James Wan. I would love to see him do something actiony. And like he is a good director, but it's just the film is just awful. And I don't know if that's his fault or if that's the studio and the writer or something. Because like you can see moments of like, all right, this could be awesome, this could be great, and then it just devolves.
That's a bummer, man. Yeah, I always thought the casting of Aquaman with Momoa was just so off. I was like, dude, you got Lobo right there. Like, what are you doing?
Well, even he said in interviews, like, he went in to audition with Zack Snyder and thought, like, oh, I'm going to get Lobo or something. And then they're like, you're Aquaman. He's like, what?
You sure?
Wait, you mean me? And he, like, I don't know, he just goes off the rails in Aquaman 2, where it's like he's not even trying. He's just straight up being himself the whole time.
Oh, man. That's hilarious.
And I was physically cringing watching it because he's like, hey, you want to go get some za?
Oh, no.
You shouldn't say za.
Oh, man.
And it makes it doubly worse, too, because Patrick Wilson's in it, you know, as the Ocean Master.
Yeah.
But he's dressed almost kind of like Flash Gordon in the movie. He looks really cool. But it's like he just looks like Aquaman, you know? So it's like you're watching the guy who should be playing Aquaman next to the guy who is playing Aquaman.
100%.
Like he's right there. You had him the whole time.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that, dude. Yeah, he would have been a great Aquaman.
Yeah.
I actually didn't hate The Flash. I don't know if anybody saw that.
I saw that. Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I don't think it was as terrible as everybody's making it out to be. Like, it's not great. It's definitely got its issues, but I really like the end of it. I don't care. I don't think anybody cares about spoilers for The Flash, right?
No.
The whole story is basically just that, you know, his mom was killed, and they blame his dad, and his dad's in prison, so he tries to figure out if he can go back in time to save her, and then, you know, as a result, also save his dad. And the end of the movie, he basically figures out that you can't really change time, can't change history. Like, it's going to happen no matter what. And so he has this like genuinely beautiful moment where he has to go back and basically almost cause his mother's death. Essentially, like there's like I think it's like tomato can or something she needed to make dinner, and because she had to go out and get it, nobody was home. Or because Barry Allen had to leave, go get it. She was home alone, and a killer came and killed his mom. So he has to go back in time and actually take that last can from the grocery store when she's there, so she doesn't have the can, setting up, you know, the future events. But he like freezes time and like hugs her goodbye, and it's like really sad, emotional scene. Like it's actually like one of the better emotional scenes in a superhero movie I've seen.
Yeah.
Dang, that's dark. That's sad.
Mm-hmm. Are there any movies that you guys are looking forward to from comic book movies?
Superman for me.
Mm-hmm.
I think James Gunn's gonna nail it, dude. You know, speaking as
I
a
hope
fan
so.
of his from his horror stuff, not necessarily his not even horror, but you know his previous stuff before the superhero stuff like Slither and
Mm-hmm.
was a Super, and I just think he's gonna add some heart to it, man. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really, I haven't been excited for a comic book movie in a long time, and I'm actually pretty excited about Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hoping it'll be good.
I'm actually excited to check out the. I wouldn't say excited. I'm intrigued to check out the X-Men '97.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about I don't think they're going to do anything silly. It's just sort of sick of living in the past. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like I'm interested in checking it out, but it's nothing that I'm like, it's just I'm sort of interested to see the new art style more than like the story, because a lot of people always talked about how X-Men was like the greatest like animated stuff, and I might be in the minority here, but I remember when it came out, I always thought that art, like the animation was stiff, it was sort of ugly.
Yeah.
And I think this new stuff actually looks, it looks like it's made on computer. It looks sort of cool. But what's that one ninja show that just came out? I just started it on HBO Max. It was an animated ninja show. It's pretty cool. Some anime.
I saw a trailer for that. That looks wicked. That was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think like 3 episodes are out so far, but I started that, and that was actually I didn't finish the first episode, baby, all that stuff. But yeah, it was pretty cool looking, dude. My buddy texted me. He's like, dude, have you seen this? He's like loving on it. So I'm definitely gonna have to go and finish that up soon.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called though.
Yeah, it's like ninja. It definitely has ninja in the title.
Yeah.
And I know if you have HBO Max, or if you don't, you just Google it and then Sail the High Seas.
Right.
But it was really beautiful from what I've watched thus far. You guys playing any games? You guys gamers at all?
I don't have time to game. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to. I have a Steam account and I've got games downloaded. I just don't have time.
Yeah, I definitely don't game like I used to when I was a kid, but every once in a while it's nice to just pop on. I played that Spider-Man 2. That was actually, I didn't do all the dumb missions, but as a whole, that game was actually pretty badass, dude. I know it got a lot of flack, but it's actually a pretty good superhero game.
I keep hearing that, but I hated the first one. I was so disappointed in it.
Dude, the first one didn't blow me away. And actually, the Miles Morales game with the lighting and just the way it looked, story-wise, it was okay. Was pretty dang good. And then this one, it felt like I was playing like a huge, big budget superhero movie. There's a lot of moments where I like audibly like gasped. Like it was pretty cool, man. There's some really cool scenes. But yeah, I was the same way with the first one. It didn't blow me away.
Yeah, I just got so bored playing the first one because it's like, you're basically just fighting the same like thugs over and over again. They just wear different skins, and then all the boss fights are at the very end, and they tag team them.
Yeah,
it's like I wanted to fight like Scorpion on his own and Rhino on his own, but I gotta fight him at the same time. Then you gotta fight Electro and I think Vulture at the same time.
Yeah, I think the best fights
out
of that was Sandman for me, when it was just Sandman.
Yeah.
Like in the bank, that was a cool one.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm with you, man. Yeah, the first one didn't blow me away like I thought it was gonna. And I played it later on too, not like probably like 6 months ago.
Oh, GJ's playing Fortnite.
Nice. Yeah,
is that good, GJ? I've heard about it. I've never actually played it though.
I had some fun time in Fortnite years ago.
I got a Nintendo Switch a couple of years ago, but yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time to play it lately. I was playing Zelda, not Tears of the Kingdom, the one that was before that one, Call of the Wild.
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Switch for that, and my fiance was like, "Nope." She played it and beat it. So watching her, yeah, it was awesome. It was a cool game, man. She's actually, since she's in bed right now, laid up, she's playing the second one, the Tears of the Kingdom now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh man,
Those are beautiful games.
really are, dude. Yeah, Switch it's a great console. I mean, I hope the next one they put a little more power into it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they really were some really awesome games. Man, Nintendo's like for fun, they know what the hell they're doing. The Super Mario Wonder was a really fun game I got for the family, and that was probably the best Mario I've seen in a long time. But yeah, gaming is can't really sink as much time as you would or as I could when I was younger.
Right.
Stupid responsibilities.
Yeah, it's like not only that, but it's like fetch quests. It's like, yo, dude, I gotta fetch milk for my kid. I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
You know, like I got enough fetch quest, dog. Go do it yourself, lady. Which I would love if somebody made a game where you could just be like, no, and still progress. You know what I mean? Or like,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Wasn't Fable like that? Like you could deny your quests. It's basically
Really?
Zelda, but it was, a little bit more serious.
Damn, that's crazy. I always wanted to play Fable. I just never had an Xbox, man. So that makes me sad because that's awesome. Nah, I'm good.
You could take like the evil route, and like it would like physically change how you would look by the end of the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just kind of start building your characteristics up. I never finished that game. I started playing it. It was fun. It reminded me a lot of Zelda.
Yeah, Juju says, I'm not a builder, but I play with my kids and some high school buddies. They told me they have a zero build mode where we just shoot.
They
Having
do.
a blast, and sometimes I post clips on Twitter of my gaming.
Hell cool. Yeah, nice. Dude. Zero build's the way to go, bro. I'm the same way. I don't have that Rain Man technique to build the way those kids do, dude. I was like, oh, let me just shoot you in the face, bro. Stop building doors. Where am I? Stuck in a glass box of emotions.
You just wait for them to build you something, and then you kill them and take their stuff.
Sucker, I'm a squatter. Squatter's rights, sir.
What about you, Fabrizio? You a gamer or not really?
I'm not. I wish I had something to contribute. I make games at work, but they're usually not fun. So,
what kind of games do you make at work?
I mean, it's all client-based stuff, so this is going to sound so lame, but for trade shows, you know, whether it could be automotive or pharmaceutical or any big trade show, a lot of the companies will want essentially games to entice people into their booths. That's so cool. It could, I mean, it is what it is.
Whatever.
But I mean, like from a standpoint, you can use whatever you're learning there in order to entice readers for your stuff later on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I could make my own game for sure. Yeah, but
you're like, no, thank you.
If you want to look on the bright side of it, but no thanks.
Yeah, get out of here, copper. Nobody likes you.
I actually once did a game where it was for a drug, and it was a racing game, and you raced through a person's colon.
Oh, I played that game. I am half Greek.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's hilarious, dude. Where was the starting line?
For a drug.
Where was the starting line and the finish line?
It was an abstracted sort of colon thing, but it was definitely the shape of a colon. The funniest part is like my nephews come over and like, oh, it's Uncle Fabrizio. You do games, don't you? I'm like, hold on. You're ready to...
Oh, shit. Okay, good. Sweet.
Get ready to play the colon game.
Excuse me? Where am I?
We don't want to go to Uncle Fabrizio's house anymore, man.
Games are scary.
Yes. That's awesome.
I really thought the finish line was going to be until you like get more drugs. I was like, yeah, that's just all illegal drugs, right? They're all a game to go as fast as you can until you can get more drugs.
If you like this adrenaline fix, kids, you'll really love.
You'll love the real thing.
Meth Racer 5000.
Fentanyl fighter.
You just fight people to get their drugs.
I thought you fight people on fentanyl that are just passed out the other side of the screen.
Gotta dodge salt bath zombies.
Yeah. Man, that was a thing for a minute there. Remember? Jeez.
Yeah.
People biting people, and yeah, it was in Miami.
Yeah.
Everybody was excited for a second. Everybody was buying shotguns, I'm sure, just getting ready. Oh, this is my chance to shine.
Good times.
JJ says Fortnite should hire you guys to create loading screens. There's lots of amazing art on those loading screens. They should. I agree.
I think I've seen some of those. Yeah, I'll take money. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Money me now.
Nia needing a lot of money.
Wash my brushes. Be right back.
I've been watching the new Avatar show, live action version.
Oh yeah. Thoughts?
Was not expecting much, but it's actually not bad. I was really dreading it because I was thinking, how are they going to squeeze like the whole first season into 8 episodes?
Yeah. But they did it.
But they've done it so far. I still have two episodes left to watch, but
okay.
They really did a good job of making Zuko a sympathetic character pretty early on.
Yeah, Uncle Iroh was my favorite, but Zuko was probably like second or third favorite. I'm curious to see what they do with Toph.
The saddest cartoon episode ever.
With, which one?
With Iroh, where he's singing "Little Soldier Boy,"
but
his son died.
Yeah. That's the only character that kills it for me on this show. I was telling Justin this the other day, like, because he has such a unique voice on the cartoon, right? The animated series.
Oh yeah.
But
it's Mako.
But the actor on the live action, he sounds like every other Asian guy trying to sound white. Like, yes, Prince Zuko. Let's get on the boat together and drink some tea.
No, you can't beat Mako. That's like the most epic voice ever.
Seriously, he sounds so wise and lazy at the same time. He did a great job.
You guys are killing it, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, oh, that's damn, dude. Well, I'd hate to cut it short, man. I had a blast. I would love to do this again, Ben, if the offer's there.
Yeah, definitely.
Gotta go feed the family. The wifey's all laid up. Got to get her some food and cook for the little one as she feeds the littlest one. But this is as far as I've gotten. I'll finish this bad boy later on.
All right, yeah. Let me blow you up here.
Thanks, brother.
Like get my buttons to work. Here we go. Nice.
Oh, that's
dude.
awesome.
Cool.
I like that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I'll tighten it up and sort of getting used to sitting in this chair doing some artwork. Yeah, I've had a blast, man. You guys are fun to talk to. Artwork's looking great, guys, and I wish nothing but the best for everybody here today doing their books, even the CIA one. Wink, wink. Yeah, man, thanks for having me on, dude. It's always a blast to talk to you, brother. So
Yeah, no problem. We'll do this again.
please,
Definitely.
dude, I would love to do it again. This was actually sort of fun drawing with you guys. It felt like I was back in the studio again. So super cool, man.
All right, man. We'll see you later, Dio.
See you guys. Have a good one.
You too, man.
See ya.
Thanks for being here.
And then there were 4. Yeah, for anybody out there watching, I put the link to Tome of Reckoning, Dio's book, in the description, so you can check it out. Also have the link for H Hoover website and Geoff Elkins' Twitter, so you can go follow him there, and Instagram. You still use Instagram, Geoff? Or-
You know, I haven't been using it as much, but I need to get back on there.
I used to have an account, but I ended up getting out of it just because it was taking up too much time. Like I would post something and I couldn't keep away from it. I just kept watching it. Like, is somebody gonna like it? Oh, I gotta like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got that dopamine hit. Somebody liked it.
Kept seeing things too about like the algorithm and how they started pushing towards like reels and whatnot, so it was harder to get likes for just like posting drawings and stuff.
Yeah. Well, let me go around and see what everybody's working on. Start with you, Geoff.
So I decided to do Conan.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Cool.
That's looking good.
Man. Yeah, it looks great.
That also kind of reminds me of that Gendy Tartakovsky cartoon,
Primal.
Mm-hmm.
Primal. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was great. I love that.
Yeah.
Everything Genny does has been amazing.
Yeah.
That looks really good.
Fabrizio, what you got going on, man?
So the first 2 pages or the first 2 panels are outlined. I'll go in and like do the blacks, and I'm working on this panel.
Nice.
This is where Wolf
Very
and
cool.
Patsy want to eat him, and he's about to bring out his snacks.
That looks really good.
Hostess pies.
Nice.
Yeah.
Filled with human blood.
It is weird doing. I've never done a werewolf before ever, it was awkward. It's very awkward. But
It's tough because it's like you don't want it to look like a cat or a bear,
yes, yeah.
and it's like, yeah, it's tough.
So, although from now on, that means that if I ever need to draw a werewolf, it'll look exactly like this.
All right, Justin, what you got going on?
Nice.
Sideways.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Hold up
a
to the
little
camera.
closer. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. Looking good. Kyle Rayner.
Mm-hmm.
That costume's always so cool.
Yeah.
I always thought he was the coolest looking Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Very 90s, that iron, that metal
Yeah.
mask.
Yeah, I always loved his gauntlets.
I always wish he had like some kind of belt to tie it together, because he had the armor mask, armor gloves and boots, but the middle just kind of felt bare to me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely my favorite Green Lantern growing up.
Need some metal suspenders or something.
Yeah, something. A metal apron.
Yes, something. Yeah.
You don't want to look silly.
Nice.
Yeah,
GJ
but-
says, very nice. Very nice. I am. Let's see here. So I'm drawing one of the characters from Little Jack. This is going to be Miss Cross.
Nope.
I don't know if you
She's
see
so
that.
white.
Yeah, she is so white. She is a white supremacist because she's a Nazi. So
That checks out.
So
Yeah.
it fits.
yeah, it fits. It's in theme with the character.
Yeah. That'll be easy to ink though. Just a white glow on the page.
You guys seen the trailer for Late Night with the Devil?
No.
No.
Geoff, have you seen that?
That's the one with Des Malchin, right?
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer? For
Yeah.
That was creepy.
That was cool.
So he's a
He's great in
late
everything.
night. Yeah, he is. He's a late night show host, and I think the setting's like in the 60s or 70s. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
And his show's kind of it's gonna get canceled or something, and so he ends up doing something to kind of ramp up the ratings. He brings in this girl who I guess communicates with spirits, and she ends up bringing in the devil for him to talk to.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I heard about that movie. I just haven't seen the trailer. It looks good though.
Yeah. GJ says, Ben, who is that again that you're drawing? I was getting some coffee and stuff away. Oh, it's a character. Her name is Miss Cross, and she has like an iron cross symbol on her chest. It's from upcoming comic book that Jess and I are working on. Geoff got to read the first issue.
It was phenomenal.
Glad you
You
liked
knocked
it.
it out of the park, dude. I loved it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we've got high hopes that we're gonna be able to release like 2 issues at a time, every 4 months.
Oh, wow.
And so that's where we're getting started now, because we're launching it not this coming October, but the following October. So we'll hopefully have a few in the can before we start launching.
Can you give me the premise, or is it like you don't want to?
Oh yeah, so it's about a kid who moves to this town and he discovers there's a cult, and they're trying to raise like this spirit because they're trying to cross over into this other dimension, and in search of power and wealth, like most cults do. And he ends up bonding with this guardian spirit who's there to protect the town from anything crossing over from the other side. It's kind of like a Ghost Rider in a way, but like a kid-friendlier version, I guess. I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, I was telling you when I read it, like it feels like a classic story that's like almost like being retold. Like it's an original story, but it feels like something that must have been around for a while. That's like iconic, just being retold in the big screen or something.
Cool.
Like I felt like I already knew these characters, and it was like it was building to something.
So yeah, we currently have 10 issues planned. It would be like a 10-issue series, and then we'll do like another 10-issue run probably in a couple of years after that. I just have so many other projects I need to work on. We're too quiet without Dio here. You guys watch anything interesting? Any interesting shows?
I just finished True Detective season whatever it is. Is it
The last one?
Yeah, with Jodie Foster and.
What was that? I saw the first episode, but I haven't kept up with it.
It's wow. The ending was curious. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't sound good.
I mean,
Not in a good way.
no, not for
Wasn't
me.
a good sigh.
Without really giving it away, I mean, I really like Jodie Foster, so I'm like, and I know people immediately just kind of jump on anything new and say it's going to be terrible, but I occasionally give things, a try. This probably wasn't one that I should have, I don't think. But
It had a really interesting setup.
Yeah, like I love the atmosphere and the setting, and there's some cool stuff, but I just don't think they were able to finish it in a way that was even at all satisfying.
It's unfortunate.
It happens a lot nowadays, though. Like, I hate sounding like an old curmudgeon, but there is just like a lot of like kind of crappy shows and crappy stuff because they're just keep churning it out. You know, like I heard this new Shogun show is really great, and what's kind of cool about what they're doing is that it's a one and done. They're like, we're not doing a season 2. We have the story we're told that we're telling, and that's it. But there's a lot of shows where they just keep going, and they obviously have nothing left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Archive 81 on Netflix?
Yeah, dude, I love that show. It
That
sucks.
was really cool.
To do a follow-up season.
Yeah, that's awful. There's another show called Lockwood and Co. on Netflix that I really liked a lot. It was kind of like British Ghostbusters in a way.
Interesting.
Like a more like I don't want to say dark because that kind of makes it sound like it's like super intense, but it's a more serious kind of story.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. It was like a very unique kind of take on like ghosts and a world dealing with ghosts. And Netflix canceled it after 1 season.
Yeah, I thought Archive 81 was great. It was based on a podcast, like a podcast show.
Mm-hmm.
So like these guys would come on, they do like, you know, the sound effects of doors opening, closing, whatever. And this guy was like looking for his friend because his friend went missing, and then he's kind of like going back into like the videotapes that his friend posted and was going through that. So it was a really cool idea, and then they turned it into the Netflix show. So there is like a follow-up seasons if you want to listen to it, I guess.
Oh, awesome. I will definitely check that out because I really like the story.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, I love the Lovecraft influence. It's just not everybody can do it, you know, very well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's disappointing to hear that last season of True Detective didn't pull it off. I've been hearing good stuff so far.
Yeah. That first season was very Lovecraftian too. Like, I think people don't really get about Lovecraft. It's more about cosmic dread than it is about tentacles and monsters.
Yeah,
exactly.
And as long as like you're totally off put and scared about like something you haven't even seen yet, then you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Been watching the new adventures of Superman, Lois and Clark, on Tubi.
Oh, the Dean Cain show?
The Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher, yeah.
So how does that hold up?
You know what? It's still fun. It's goofy as heck, but man, it's still fun.
I really like the new one that they had. I can't remember what it's called now. It's on HBO with Tyler Hoechlin as Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
okay.
Lois and
I think it's in
Superman.
his first 6 episodes so far.
No,
That's really
yeah.
good.
Hey, look who's here. You boys got to bully the words out of
Hey.
Geoff. No, man, I think Jeff's doing a good job. He's like the only one really talking here.
What is up, dude?
Spencer, do you want to come on, dude? I'll give you the link. Just let me know. Let me know if you're available. Love to have you on. Somebody needs to talk.
What did you guys think about the Superman logo reveal?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
I saw
It's
the
basically
costume.
just
I like
the
the
Kingdom
costume.
Come one, but it's yellow instead of black.
Okay. What do you think about that?
I was like so excited because there was a picture released, and it's AI. I couldn't tell at first, but it was like the new guy. What's his name? David Cornsweet or Cornset, something like that. But it was him in the costume, and I thought it looked beautiful. I was like grinning ear to ear. I was at work, and I'm just looking at my phone like an idiot, just like, oh, this is so great. Like he looked like kind of all-star Superman with the short cape, but then he has like the 90s style, like Dan Jurgens colors, and then the Kingdom Come logo, but with shield, but with yellow instead. I loved it, and then it turned out it was fake. So I'm just kind of like, man, I'm gonna be so disappointed if the costume that they actually have doesn't look like this.
Yeah, that'll be a bummer.
Because
Spencer's working. Oh well.
Yeah,
What
he's
a
probably
loser.
counting coins. That's all he ever
What
does.
a loser, Spencer. Working for the man. You could be hanging out with us.
But yeah, like I'm just kind of worried because the costume I think will tell me if the movie's gonna be good or not. Like if like with Man of Steel,
Yeah.
like I thought that movie was fine. It's not like a great Superman movie, but as a movie, I think it's pretty entertaining. But the costume like is like half really awesome and then half terrible. All the weird like plastic rubbery swirls all over it and stuff.
Yeah.
And the colors being so muted. So that's how I'm kind of like gauging how I'm gonna feel about it.
Gotcha.
But the casting has been great, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be really cool seeing Nathan Fillion and Sky Gardner.
Yeah, he's pretty like spot on casting for that.
I just watched Resident Alien. Have you guys ever seen that?
I just watched the first season, yeah.
That's actually a pretty fun show.
Yeah, I was surprised. Have you gotten to the second season yet?
Yeah, I finished watching both seasons.
Yeah, okay.
And Nathan Fillion's voice is in the second season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, him and Alan Tudyk are pretty close, I guess.
Well, they did Firefly together, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they did an independent show together called Con Man.
I never heard of that.
Me neither.
And it's like takes place like they play actors like going to cons. They play themselves basically, and just like the crazy stuff that happens at conventions.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I just heard about it when they were shooting that. Spencer says, "You damn nerds still holding out hope." That's what the S stands for, Spencer. Stands for hope.
Hope starts with an H, stupid.
Not on Krypton.
Get off my planet until you learn the language.
Foreigner, go back to where you came from.
So I realized when I was doing this Wolf and Batsy stuff that I haven't really drawn a lot of women, and I'm like, oh no, that's like the weakness. If you can't draw a cute girl, it's over.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
So I'm like, all right, I gotta nail this.
And it can go so bad so quick.
I know.
You know, just one extra line or
Yep.
the jaw is not shaped right, and it's just like, who's this dude?
He's ugly.
Who's this dude? He's kind of hot.
Just went
This
into the
dude's
wrong
got rocking
bathroom.
boobs.
I'm feeling ways about him.
I don't like the way this comic makes me feel.
All right, who draws the best women in comics?
I mean, I do think it is J. Scott Campbell. I think, right?
He's definitely up
Probably.
Um,
there. Frazetta, I think, draws great women.
Yeah. Michael Turner
I
was
always
really
a Turner
good.
fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Silvestri.
Yeah, Silvestri.
Yeah, he's really underrated
He
as
really
far as
is.
the women. Like, you know, Turner always gets all the hype from that crew, but
Yeah.
Silvestri always had really great looking women.
I remember seeing this image of it was John Buscema's women, and it had a bunch of shots, and then it showed Sophia Loren, and I'm like, yeah, he basically drew Sophia Loren in as every woman.
Pretty much.
Not that it's a bad
she had-
thing, but
No, like I can't blame him. Like she was a very interesting looking woman. Like she had like really striking features.
yep. But it would be like, I don't know, 20 years from now, people are looking at your comic books and like, wow, the way Fabrizio draws women is amazing, and you find out it's like Jennifer Aniston or something.
Yeah.
Just with a different hair color.
But I think too, it's probably like a thing of like we were talking about with drawing women. It's hard. So once they figured out like the secret, it's like, all right, that's just every woman now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Jim Lee, all his women look the same. He just figured out the formula. He's like, yep, not messing with it.
Yep.
Frank Cho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Same face every time, really.
I found that like a lot of female artists are good to study for figuring out women's faces. Like with the men, you know, men really care about like the shape, right? Like making women curvy or whatever, making them sexy. But with the women, they kind of figured out how to make them pretty.
They have faces.
Who needs them?
Who's the artist that drew the Rocketeer?
Dave Stevens.
Dave
Stevens, yeah.
Yeah. Like his women, they look like Betty Page.
Mhm.
Yep. And in that same vein, too, Mark Schultz, the guy that did Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. He has some really great women, too. He's got a very Frazetta style. What's everybody inking with?
I got a bunch of different stuff going on here. We got a couple of pocket brushes. This little bear pen that I found cute, and so I decided to use it. It's got a chubby little bear on there. There you go.
That's interesting. What brand is that?
Little pot of honey. Zig.
Oh, okay.
Letter pen, Cocorico or something like that. Cocorio.
Interesting.
It came in a sample pack of jet pen stuff.
Okay.
It was either jet pens or art snacks that I was getting at the time.
Cool.
What
about
kind
you,
of pen
Jeff?
is it? What kind of pen is
What's
that bear one now?
So it says Cocorio or Cocoro. I can't read or pronounce things, so I'll just.
I mean, is it like a brush tip or?
Oh yeah, it's
What
like
is
a
it?
little felt tip pen.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Then I got a Pentel pocket brush, standard issue.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I got one of these things I filled up with my own ink. It's not the factory one anymore, so I've been refilling them.
Nice.
All right. What about you, Jeff? What are you working with?
Same thing. Pentel pocket brush pen. This thing's like 10 years old. The silver like Japanese symbol on there is like completely gone now.
Already got.
And I refill it too with Repeatograph Ultra Draw.
Nice.
Um,
That's a good ink.
Yeah, it's great. I got a big tub. Where'd it go? Hold on one second.
Buy it by the gallon.
KFC tub of it.
Straight
Oh,
up.
wow.
I
Yeah.
got this huge ass thing here.
Cool. I
haven't
haven't
used it yet.
Ultra Draw. That's awesome.
But you can get this on Amazon. So this is probably gonna last me like years.
The rest of
And
your
then,
life.
And I just take the old cartridge that came with this and just refill it with a syringe all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
then
I
I
do.
recently discovered the Pentel Sign Pen. There's a new version. I mean, I don't know how new it is, but it's new to me. It's with pigment ink.
Oh, cool.
So like instead of using those that were like the old ones, I mean, they were always fun, but they weren't waterproof and
Yeah.
not archival. But
Yeah.
I've been using this for a while. I've inked like 4 pages now of the comic
Wow.
I'm working on, and it feels to me like a better version of a Tombow. How do you say it? Funosuke.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I have one available, but these kind of
Oh,
pens.
yeah, the blue ones.
Those
Yeah.
But it has like a nicer like spring to it, and
Okay.
I get sharper points with it too.
I was
And
gonna
I
say
get a
that
nice
tip looks
snap.
finer.
Yeah, it's great. It has really great ink. So I do like most of my drawing now with this, and then I come in with the Pentel Pocket Brush Pen if I can grab the right one, and do some like feathering and stuff like that.
Awesome.
But with this, I've been mostly just doing the pocket brush pen, just because it's been
Yeah.
fun for Buscema style inking, I guess, with Conan.
Right.
Yeah.
What about you? Yeah.
I normally just use a brush. I won't get to the inking stage with this today, but just a Series 7 Winsor Newton. I usually use a 2 or a 3, depending. And inks, I'm kind of all over the place. I mix and match and dilute and let, thicken as is needed, which is a terrible, terrible way to go. But I do like the Koh-i-Noor for sure. Yeah, I'm just a plain old brush guy.
Old school.
I've always envied the brush guys.
Yeah.
And Ryan
Special
always gives
skill.
me slack for using pens and stuff. I just never took to it. And it's definitely like a true like art form, a skill in and of itself.
It really is. I love watching Ryan ink. Like every single line he makes looks so deliberate.
I have like no idea how he does it either. It's like, how do you get such a thick line? Every time I use a brush, it's just like a big blob.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no expert, but I mean, I've been doing it forever, like decades at this point. So it's the most natural thing. I try pens though, and I do them for like sketch cards. So I do use the pens, or if I'm doing more of like a traditional illustration, I use pens. But for some reason, comics, at least for the Horace H. Hoover stuff, it just doesn't look right unless I use a brush. I can definitely think of a particular comic or a subject matter where pens would actually look better, but I think for Horace, it's got an old school feel, so the brushes kind of mesh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks great. Everything you do looks awesome.
Thank
Yeah. Yeah, that huge page you did recently was it like a vampire attacking Horace with that creepy house in the background?
Yeah,
Yeah, that piece looks really awesome.
thank you. Yeah, I think I colored it this morning. I gotta sit on it for a little bit, but
Yeah, and then I've got I don't know if you can see that. It's a mangaka pen, Zig pen.
I don't know that.
Yeah, well, it's probably not showing up on camera very well.
It's a little shiny.
Yeah, it's very shiny.
I'll take your word for it
And
then.
yeah. And the Pentel pocket brush pen
Yeah.
that I refill with a syringe as well. Yeah, so this is the ink that I use. It's called Heart of Darkness,
Oh,
Noodler's ink.
I've never seen that. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's used for calligraphy. And so it's nice and thin, so I can refill my cartridges pretty easy. It's not too high carbon to where it's going to clog up the brush tip. So I made the mistake of using a really high carbon ink on my first Pentel pocket brush, and it clogged it, and I can't use that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that as well. It's a great ink for fountain pens.
Yeah.
When I tried using it in my Pentel pocket brush pen, which is like the longest name ever to say,
Yeah.
but it would always come out a little too thin. And I think what I've noticed living in Florida since we've lived here for like 5 years now is that when the humidity is really bad, the ink will just start pouring out of the pens.
Yeah.
So the Koh-i-Noor kind of retains, that viscousness, so it's not just, super liquidy when it's coming out.
Right.
But yeah, I love that ink. It's like a lot of the calligraphy inks are really gray, even if they say black. They kind of come out when you're using it as like with a brush and stuff.
Right.
but that Heart of Darkness is like solid black when you use it.
Yeah.
I'm planning on hand lettering my superhero solo book when I do it.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm like,
That is
I'm
brave
probably-
of you.
yeah. I've been looking at a lot of different artists and trying to figure out like the best way to approach it. And I'm kind of leaning towards just like my natural handwriting style. But cleaning it up a little bit more. But
Right.
I was kind of influenced by like a lot of the European artists, Mobius in particular. Like there's just so much expression in his handwriting. I like the American like traditional hand stuff, but that similarly to like we're talking about with the brush, it's like a super like precise skill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you don't have it down, it looks so ugly and childish. But just playing around with more natural handwriting, it can at least give it character, I think.
Now, are you planning on putting it down directly on the page, or would you do it separately and then Photoshop like move it over onto your page?
Nope, I'm planning on do it old school, right on the page.
That is
Ooh.
awesome.
That's brave.
Just going all in and hoping it all works out.
And I only say that because I know I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I know I would mess that up somehow.
I think I'm going to be using this one. I think this is the Noodler Creeper. But I forgot about that. I got a different nib for this. This is an architect pen. And so if anybody's ever read about like Kevin Nolan, he would get these like, this isn't filled with ink, so I don't think I can use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like dry. But you get these really thin downstrokes and then really thick side strokes.
Mhm.
So I was planning on using that for like maybe like bold words and stuff like that.
That's
And
cool.
then the main writing would be done with like this Ahab pen, which is just the stock Noodler Ahab. But it has a really nice like style to it, some bounce and everything. It's a flexible nib, so you can get a little bit of expression in it, but I don't think this is full either. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I still have like the B6s and the B5s, but I use the B5 for like doing my borders for the panels and stuff. I tried using this for lettering, but I just don't really like it. So
Man, that is so cool. If you can document that, that would be fantastic, like via videos or something.
yeah, I want to get back into streaming, and so when I'm actually on the book, I'm just going to be like videoing everything, like maybe do some live streams with it, but then at least recording the drawing
Right.
process and the lettering process and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I was listening to this one guy. His name is David Smith. He's a writer, and he did a live write stream. And I read that. I'm like, live write stream? Is it exactly what it says? And it was. he was writing during a live stream. So people are in chat, and he's typing, his novel or whatever. I had never seen anything like it, and I popped in and said hi. And he said, well, the response to AI is to be extra human. And I really liked that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so when you say, lettering on the page, like all of that kind of stuff it just makes it more valuable across the board, I think.
Yeah, I was doing like when I first got hooked up with Spencer and we did City of Rot, everything I did was digital. And then I think the next 2 projects I did were digital. And ever since then, I wanted to get back into traditional stuff. And like I've always viewed like the upper echelon of comic making is always the guy like that just does everything. Mobius and Will Eisner and whoever.
Yeah.
Everything you see on there, they did. So at least for one project, I would like to just do absolutely everything. Sink or swim.
That's awesome. I was always that kid in school that the teacher would be like, "Children, this is chicken scratch." So I know I would not be able to letter my book.
That's supposed to be a sign of creativity. It's like so what I've heard, I had a professor tell me this, is that your brain is working too fast for your hand to catch up.
I like that. I'm going to stick with that.
I heard that. It did make me feel better about my handwriting. So my hands are stupid is what you're saying.
Stupid hands.
These stubby little nubs I've got for fingers just don't know what my brain is telling it.
One day I'll get new hands. Then I'll show them.
I'll get AI hands.
The 6 or 7 fingers.
Yeah.
I hear about all those people that are into like transhumanism and want to get implants and do all this stuff, and that just freaks the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Truly nuts.
What if they told you, like, if you get this Neuralink up, you can do AI type art with your hands?
Sounds awful.
It does sound awful.
But you have to be near internet.
That's right.
Yeah. You got no Wi-Fi, you can't do anything.
The subscription to your hands runs out.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Your credit card expired. We're sorry.
Get a job. Yeah. I can
What do
definitely
you
see
guys
that
think about,
happening,
like,
though.
AI art and stuff.
What was that, Jeff?
What do you guys think about AI art?
I don't feel as strongly about it as other people do, I guess. It's not my thing. Like, I wouldn't want to see it in a comic book, for sure. So I wouldn't support it, but I'm not like against it. If there's some writer out there who can't draw and says this is the only way I can get my story out, then I mean, go for it.
My views have evolved a little bit. So I've been in AI for a while because of programming, and I kind of saw how things are headed, and I understand it. At first, I was just so against it, I can't even describe it. I was one of those really vehemently opposed people online. But the more I spend with it and I kind of see how it's being used, I think it'll take the place of either people with no budgets or low budgets that would have never paid for real art anyway. To a large degree, not completely, almost like for web development, it used to cost a lot of money to build a website, but now you can get on Squarespace and build your own website. So all of those jobs that had either little or no budget that didn't get done, now you have a tool to do it, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you stand, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you guys. Like, I'm kind of torn about it. Like, I'm a graphic designer as my day job, and Illustrator and Photoshop and stuff all have now AI capabilities, and that makes things a lot easier. Like, we're removing backgrounds and maybe having to come up with some kind of like vector image for something. Because I don't really think of that stuff as art necessarily. It's kind of just like, a commercial product. But when it comes to comics, that's what I'm like, eh. Like, everything I've ever seen from AI art with comics just feels kind of like soulless. Right. And I think comics, it's a it's expression, and especially like, I think for me growing up in our generation, it was always like you had to be your own. You had to have your own style. Like it was always very important that every artist had their own style, and if you didn't, then you were kind of like a chump. And everybody like would always make fun of the dudes who were just ripping off of somebody else. Like everybody knew Joe Mad, but then you would see like his imitators. It'd be like, oh, look at these punks. They can't think of anything without just referring to him. Like I actually remember there was this one comic. I can't remember what it was called, but it came out right at like the height of like Battle Chasers and stuff, and everybody was just drawing in Joe Mad style. And this one comic, it was like so clear that the guy was just ripping off of Joe Mad's style and was just whatever Joe Mad had done that was in the book. And there was like, you could tell everything that Joe Mad hadn't drawn, like say for example, like a horse. Maybe Joe Mad had never drawn a horse, and the guy had no idea how to draw the horse. So it was like a Jim Lee horse with like a Joe Mad character on it. And that's kind of how I think of like AI art, because it's pulled from other artists. So it's not really expressing anything, but with like meaning, like you were saying, like the Squarespace, if I can talk, and stuff like that. Like a lot of these more menial tasks, it's just going to help to make things more efficient. But in terms of art making, I don't think you can really replace people. Like I think you need that, like that voice, like whether it's comics or movies or whatever. Like you need guys like Denis Villeneuve, and you need guys like Paul Pope, who are all just out there doing their thing.
Yeah, it's funny because AI is a big topic in my office a lot. So I have a lot of these programmers. And I remember thinking, I don't know, some years ago, I'm like, well, you know what? If AI takes my programming job, that's fine. I still have art. And then AI comes out, and the two things that it does the most is replace programmers and art. So I'm going to get into bookbinding. I don't know. Glass blowing. I don't.
What are books?
Like ebooks?
An ebook binder.
Yeah, at that point, it's just like, all right, I guess we do need a UBI because none of us have jobs anymore.
Yeah, I see A art like it's like that pinup artist who can't tell a story. You can just draw like a really nice flashy page.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff does look good.
It's definitely getting better.
Yeah. Like I finally nailed down the amount of fingers a person has.
Yeah.
Success. And something else I noticed, there's an Instagram that I follow that does AI art stuff. And the one like series was if Scooby-Doo was House on the Haunted Hill. And it was like this mashup with Vincent Price, Scooby-Doo, And I'm like, that was actually really cool to see, because who's going to take all of that time to
Right.
to have He-Man battle Shaggy or something. Like it's not worth an art like a real artist's time to do something like that.
Right.
Still want to see it.
Yeah, my only the one thing that does annoy me though is when people act like this is my art. It's like, well, you put in some prompts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
Yeah, those articles went around like not too long ago, or maybe it was somebody's tweet or post where some guy was complaining that somebody stole his prompts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so dumb.
That's like saying you ordered something at a restaurant, they brought it to you, and you cooked the meal or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You went to Chipotle and you were like, I asked for pinto beans. I am a chef.
Yeah.
Right. And then the next guy's like, I'll have what he had. No, you can't do that. You stole
You
my
son of a
recipe.
bitch.
Copywriting that.
That's my
That was
Chipotle
my
order.
idea.
Man, I don't want Chipotle. So, Fabrizio, how many issues of H.H. Hoover do you have planned out?
So I'm working on issue 4 right now. Issue 5 is to come, and that's written. After that, it's kind of up in the air. We'll see. There's definitely, I think I have like 10 more issues to get to the arcs that I want to get to, but I don't know if I'll do that right away. There's another story I want to do, maybe in the meantime. Maybe bouncing back and forth is the best way to go. like spend a year, work on something, kind of sell it, market it that next year while you're working on something else, back and forth. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least the mini series, and then I think 10 issues to get where I want to go. But it seems like a lifetime away.
What's the other project you want to do?
It is like a dark fantasy, we'll say, horror.
I'm listening.
I mean, it's nothing like Horace H. Hoover. Yeah, it's just like a dark, violent kind of fantasy. I gotta really flesh it out, but in my free time, whenever I'm kind of noodling on stuff non-Horace, I'm doing character sketches and things like that. I've always been a huge Conan fan, and if there was a book, somebody came to me and said, what Marvel character do you want to do? Conan would probably be it. Not that this is a ripoff of Conan, but I just like the setting and time period, and I also, it's going to sound strange, I want to draw people without clothes.
Who doesn't, right?
Because all of the world of Horace H. Hoover, like everybody's wearing suits and like there is, so I could get some clothes off of people so I can draw some anatomy.
Yeah, that's what superhero books are, right?
Naked.
It's essentially a Lord of the Rings nudist version.
It's like Frazetta.
Yeah.
Naked hobbits running around. Pretty awesome.
So hairy.
The size of his feet.
Gandalf just making clothes disappear. Whoops.
Always like
That was the weirdest pitch for a book I ever did, I think.
I agree.
I'm going to have to revise that next time.
Yeah, any pitch that starts with, "This is going to sound weird, guys, but I want to draw naked people."
Listen, you're going to jump to a whole lot of conclusions when I say this, but
They're only half valid.
get any weird ideas.
go around the room again and see how we've progressed. Start with you, Geoff. Nice.
Gravy.
That looks awesome, man.
Oh man.
Jeez.
I want to color that.
All right. All yours.
That's great.
Yeah, that looks awesome. I love it. That's swore, dude. It's really cool.
He needs a shirt and maybe a jacket.
Oh, I forgot. Conan's suit and tie. What the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah, and I thought he had red hair.
All right, I'll scratch it.
You gotta draw Andy in the background too. Yeah, that looks awesome.
That looks great. Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
All right, Justin.
Yeah. What?
Let's see what you got.
Oh, sick.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Great lighting.
Thanks.
Very dramatic.
Yeah.
Fabrizio.
I spent the past half hour drawing tiny Horace. We'll start at the top here. Yeah, so I'm a few panels into it. Camera's all jacked. I don't know where I'm going.
There you go.
There we go.
That's a cool Horace. I like that. That fourth panel. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Now Horace is opening the door and then surprising Wolf and Batsy.
Cool.
I have found drawing tiny people to be one of the hardest things
It's so hard.
because you can't really put your style into it. You know, it's like, and how much detail do you put into it to where
Yeah.
like you can still tell they're people, but it's not like a blob.
I always talk about Silvestri's mastery over tiny people because it's truly incredible.
Well, if anyone should have mastery over tiny people, it should be him.
It's incredible. It is a key though. If you can do it well, you can really tell like a dense story in a small amount of pages.
That is one of the good things about working traditionally is like nailing that, because when you do it digital, you have the tendency to zoom in and put in way more detail than is going to make it when it's shrunk down to printing size.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue a lot of people that do digital have is that tendency to want to get super detailed because, like you said, you can just zoom in and zoom in and zoom in.
Yeah.
And then you get this face that has like full characteristics and it's supposed to be in the background of like 100-yard field.
Yeah. Here's mine.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Hey.
She's not as white as we thought.
Yeah. Well, probably gonna wrap up here in about 15 minutes, guys.
Cool.
All right.
But this has been fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's been a lot of fun. I haven't got to stream in forever.
Yeah, I know, man. You've been gone. It's good to have you back.
Thanks.
Talk about like you died or something. You just got resurrected recently.
I am Geoff the White now.
Don't you remember Geoff?
I hate that handsome devil.
He tried to hand letter and we never saw him again.
that actually could be a true story. You remember that idiot that tried to hand letter in 2024? We got computers now.
Just get AI to do that. Yeah, let's do this again.
I'm down.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you guys see that the guy that directed Psycho Gorman is going to be making Deathstalker?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the guy they cast for the lead.
Oh, they
What's
already
his
showed
name?
that? I don't
Yeah.
know who is it.
I don't remember his name.
I'm excited for that. I think that'll be fun. I really liked Psycho Gorman.
so quiet now.
Yep. I think I'm about done with mine. Worked small today.
It's good. Like the spacing in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's great.
thanks.
You guys watch Dune?
I haven't seen the new one yet. I really want to though.
I haven't
I
seen
love
it.
the first one.
I'm wanting
Hoping
to
it
watch
comes
it.
out on HBO Max or something soon, so I can watch it.
Yeah. My
I like the
birthday
first
is
one.
Monday.
What'd you guys think of
I
it?
think.
Mhm.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say I like the first one. What did you guys think of the first one?
I haven't seen the first one.
You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it. No.
Dang. Gotta go see it. It's good.
I want to watch it, but I don't think it's something my wife's into. So I gotta wait for a time when she's not around.
I liked the new movie, although I'm not gonna lie, I love the David Lynch version.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people give that crap, but it's got its own character that I still love to this day. I was a big fan of the books too, so but I'm not real. If they deviate from the books, I'm not gonna go nuts like some people do. So.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I like Denis Villeneuve a lot. I thought the first one was really great. I've gone back and rewatched it a few times now. But like I was gonna say, my birthday is Monday, and I think I'm actually gonna wait until Ghostbusters comes out. So I'm gonna go see that for my birthday. I don't think it comes
Nice.
out till the 22nd.
Well, happy early birthday, Geoff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Happy birthday.
I missed a comment here from GJ. Fantastic art, fellas. Bravo. Thanks, GJ.
Thanks, GJ.
He said fellas, but we all know he's just talking about Geoff.
He had to edit it to
That's
add the S in there.
yeah, that's code for Geoff.
Yeah, there you go. GJ corrected his mistake there.
Yeah, fantastic
That's
work.
more
Geoff.
like it.
Yeah, exactly. See, I already knew GJ. We love GJ. He's awesome.
Cool dude, very supportive.
Especially if your name's Geoff.
Well, see, that might be your problem.
Thanks, Mom.
And make sure it's spelled the really confusing way for everybody ever in the world to pronounce it.
Geoff.
My name strikes fear in the hearts of many.
Dyslexics.
Whenever we have to like order something and pick it up, and they read the name and they're like, just fear in their eyes,
Yeah.
and then they just think for like half a second of, do I try Geoff? Do I try Goff?
Yeah, many years ago, I decided I'm just going to use a fake name, and my fake name is Bob. Whenever I order stuff from a restaurant, I always wonder if there's a Bob out there that uses Fabrizio as his fake name.
That would be awesome.
Somebody's got emergency vehicles in the background.
I do, and it is so bizarre in this area. It's got to be something. The last time this happened, Santa Claus was making his rounds on the fire truck,
Uh,
but there's no Santa Claus, so
What?
you just mean today there's no Santa Claus, right?
Oh,
Okay.
right.
yeah, of course. I mean, that makes sense. It's March. You know? You guys still believe, right?
Definitely. See him every year. He looks like Tim Allen.
Or Kurt Russell.
I tried watching this. I just couldn't.
Oh yeah, they're not. I mean, they're not great. Although I did just
Have you guys seen his new show, the Godzilla one?
No.
No.
I haven't seen it. It looks interesting though. It's him and his son.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have Apple Plus, but I would like to see it.
Is it like live action?
Yeah.
Okay. No. Didn't know about
It's
it.
called Monarch, I think.
Oh, the company?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool.
It's an interesting idea. It's him and his son Wyatt, and they're playing the same character over a
Oh, okay.
50-year span of time or whatever.
That's interesting. GJ says, I have love for all of you. We know, GJ. I just like giving you a hard time, man.
Wink.
Wink, wink. He's like sending Geoff a secret message. It's really just for you, Geoff.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, my love is for you. Go around the room one more time. Start with you, Justin.
Yeah.
Background and everything. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Great use of time.
All right, Geoff. Hand lettering his Conan over there.
Jeez.
Getting some practice in.
That is awesome.
Seriously.
Now I
That's
understand
really
the
cool.
GJ love. It's all good, GJ.
That's great.
All right, Fabrizio. All right, Bob. Let's see what Bob has for us.
Slowly making my way down the page. Very slowly.
Nice.
So
That's so cool.
So what's your how long does it take you to draw a page?
maybe like 10 hours. So I think that's pretty average or pretty normal. But then inking takes probably 4 hours. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thanks. I mean, yeah, at this stage, I don't know if anybody cares, but I always do this like outline stage first, and then I'll go in and spot all the blacks, and then I'll do like textures, like stone. So this is sort of my first pass on the whole page, and then I do all the other stuff. So
Nice. No, that's cool.
thanks.
It's very cool.
I always cheat. I just kind of block in where my blacks are going to go and don't really bother with the detail.
I just black out the entire background.
Yeah.
You really just care about the characters, right?
Yeah.
I actually need to do more blacks. I mean, I feel like whenever I look at an image and there's a lot of blacks on it, I'm like, man, that looks good. But sometimes I'm kind of tentative about throwing so many blacks in there.
Yeah, it looks great.
Thanks.
Like the texture on the werewolf hair.
Gigi's got a comment about Fabrizio's work here.
Let's see here. Fabrizio, your werewolf reminds me of the Howling.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I see that.
Werewolves in
pretty
that
cool.
movie have always creeped me out. Yeah.
I can see the Jack Nicholson in there.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, this is Wolf and Batsy, and I definitely referenced this comic a lot. And I know he's a big fan of The Howling, too. I haven't seen that movie in a million years, though.
That's cool. All right.
Nice.
That's my man.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
You little ink wash in there too.
Good.
Yeah, I did a little ink wash real quick.
Cool.
Alrighty, everybody. That wraps up our today's episode of Sketchat. Thanks everybody for hanging out and watching on the replay. Again, the links are down in the description. You can follow all these guys: Dio, Geoff, Fabrizio, Justin, or Joustin. Is that what you put on there?
Yeah, Justin.
Joustin, Justin. All right. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
See ya.